One Sunday night, I made a plan to change my entire life. New notebook, new pen, very serious face.
And how long did that new life actually last?
About 36 hours. By Tuesday afternoon, I was back to snacks and pretending the notebook didn't exist.
If you've ever said, "This time I'm really going to change," and then quietly didn't, this episode is for you.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the English Flow podcast. I'm so happy you're here with us today.
Hey there! And yes, I'm still recovering from several failed Sunday night life plans of my own.
Today, we're talking about how to actually change your life. Not dramatically, not by becoming a completely different person by Monday.
We're talking about real change, the slow kind that survives tired days, bad moods, and a phone that keeps stealing your attention.
By the end of this episode, you'll understand why willpower alone often isn't enough and what actually works instead.
So here's a question for you. What's one change you've tried to make that didn't stick? Tell us in the comments.
We really want to know because almost everyone has a story exactly like this one.
And if this episode helps you, please like this video and subscribe to English Flow Podcast so you don't miss what comes next.
I think this topic matters for English learners specifically because so many of us don't just want better English, we want better follow-through.
Follow-through means actually doing what you plan to do. And honestly, that's where most of us quietly struggle.
We say, I'll practice English every day, then life gets busy. We say, I'll stop wasting time, then one short video becomes 30 minutes somewhere else entirely.
So today isn't about trying harder. It's about building a strategy that's actually easier to repeat.
All right, let's start with the big question. Why do we want to change and still go back to our same old habits?
Let's use my 36-hour disaster as an example. What was I actually trying to change?
Everything. Wake up early, exercise daily, eat better, practice a new language, read more, stop checking my phone, become a completely calm person.
That's not a plan. That's a movie trailer. And I wanted the whole transformation immediately.
Monday morning went great. You felt proud, thought you'd become a different person. Then Tuesday arrived, the truth day.
I slept late, skipped everything, opened my phone, and told myself I'd restart tomorrow. By Thursday, the notebook had disappeared under a pile of receipts.
So what did you tell yourself afterward?
I have no discipline. I have no willpower. Willpower means the mental strength to control yourself and keep going when something is hard.
And saying that just made you feel worse, not better. That's exactly where many people get stuck, in self-blame.
Many people think self-blame is the same thing as self-improvement. But "I'm lazy, I failed again" isn't a strategy. It's just an attack.
But what if the real problem wasn't a lack of willpower at all? What if the plan itself was the issue?
Maybe it was too big, too vague, or tried to build 5 new habits all at once. Maybe it made change feel heavy and serious.
So you weren't broken, your system just wasn't helping you. A system is simply how your life is set up, your time, your reminders, your schedule.
If you say, "I'll practice English every day," but never choose a specific time, place, or method, that's not really a plan.
It's a wish with good intentions, but still just a wish.
And most of us start with emotion. We watch something inspiring and think, "That's it, I'm changing my life." Inspiration can help you begin, but it doesn't always stay.
If your plan only works when you feel motivated, it may not last very long at all.
So let's apply this to English learning directly. A learner says, "I want to improve my speaking," which is a strong goal.
But then they say, I'll practice when I have time, which is a genuinely dangerous sentence because when I have time often means never.
A better strategy sounds like, "After breakfast, I will practice speaking for 5 minutes." 5 minutes feels small, but small is easier to repeat.
So, to summarize this section, a good strategy asks, how can I make this easier to repeat instead of how can I suffer more?
There's one more thing worth saying here. The way we talk to ourselves after a setback matters just as much as the plan itself.
If you say, I'm lazy after missing a day, you usually don't feel motivated. You just feel worse. And that makes starting again even harder.
Right. So instead of attacking yourself, it helps to simply ask, what can I adjust? That question keeps you moving instead of stuck.
Now let's move to something almost everyone struggles with, procrastination and understanding what's really blocking you. Procrastination means delaying something important, even though you know you should do it. And it's not always simple laziness.
Sometimes it's confusion, fear, perfectionism, or tiredness. A task like, call my friend, sounds simple, but your brain quietly asks, when? What if they're busy? What will I say?
So the task becomes heavier than it actually looks, and naturally you avoid it.
Here's a better question than, why am I so lazy? Ask instead, what is the barrier? Barrier means something that blocks or makes progress difficult.
Once you know the actual barrier, you can choose a strategy that fits it. Let's compare a few examples.
If the barrier is fear, start alone. Repeat one podcast line quietly, or record just one sentence on your phone.
If the barrier is forgetfulness, put your practice on your calendar or place your notebook somewhere you'll actually see it, like next to your coffee cup.
And if the barrier is boredom, make it more enjoyable. Try a role play, a small game, or a small personal challenge.
There's a pattern here worth noticing. Each barrier needs a completely different fix, which is exactly why generic advice like try harder so rarely works.
Right. Telling a bored learner to try harder doesn't fix boredom. It just adds pressure on top of a problem that was never about effort in the first place.
So the better question isn't always, how do I try harder? It's, what is actually making this hard for me?
Here's a quick practice activity. Think of one thing you keep delaying and try to name the real barrier behind it.
First tip, be honest, not harsh. Second tip, name the barrier specifically. Third tip, choose one small action that matches that barrier.
We'd love for you to write your barrier and your one small action in the comments below.
So, to review, procrastination usually isn't laziness. It's an unclear or heavy-feeling task, and naming the barrier makes it lighter.
It's worth repeating that last part, because so many learners quietly believe procrastination proves they don't care about English.
That's rarely true. Most people procrastinating on English practice actually care a lot. They just haven't found a version of the task that feels light enough to start.
Now, let's move to the third part of today's journey, working with your brain's love of quick rewards and building real accountability.
This connects to everything so far, because even a great strategy can fail if your phone is sitting right next to you.
I'll admit something. I plan to work on something important, then my phone is just there, existing very suspiciously.
You pick it up for 1 minute, and suddenly you're watching a stranger build a swimming pool in a forest. Exactly. That's impulsivity, acting quickly because you want something now without thinking about the long-term result. The good news is you don't only have to fight impulsivity, you can work with it instead.
Meaning?
If your brain likes quick rewards, connect a reward to the good habit itself. Only listen to your favorite podcast while walking, for example.
Or practice English with a game instead of a serious notebook. Or make tea before your 5-minute practice so the moment feels calm, not heavy.
The point is, don't make every good habit feel like punishment, because if it hurts too much, you'll simply stop doing it.
Let's also talk about accountability, being responsible for what you said you'd do, often with someone else's help staying on track.
I have complicated feelings about that. If I tell someone my plan and fail, it feels much worse than failing quietly and alone.
That's honest, and it does feel safer emotionally, but sometimes we genuinely need that outside accountability to actually follow through.
When someone knows your plan, it stops being just a private wish. It becomes something closer to a real promise.
But accountability should be kind, not, "You failed again." More like, "Did you get your 5 minutes today?" Or, "Want to practice together?"
That distinction really matters. Accountability should support you, not shame you, and there's a real difference between the two.
Exactly. Shame makes people hide their struggles. Kind accountability makes people feel comfortable enough to keep showing up, even after a bad day.
So, to review this section, impulsivity can be worked with instead of fought, and kind accountability turns a private wish into a real promise.
Now, let's talk about the mistakes most learners make when trying to change, so you can avoid falling into the same traps.
We've made some of these ourselves, clearly, so don't worry, this is completely normal.
Mistake number 1, trying to change everything at once. Incorrect approach. 5 new habits starting Monday morning.
Correct approach, one small, specific habit at a time. Something so small it feels almost too easy to skip.
Mistake number 2, relying only on motivation instead of a real system. Incorrect belief, "I'll do it when I feel ready."
Correct belief, motivation helps you start, but a system, a set time, place, and method is what actually keeps you going.
Mistake number 3, calling yourself lazy instead of identifying the real barrier. This usually just adds shame without solving anything.
A better habit is asking, what's actually making this hard? Fear, boredom, or forgetfulness each need a completely different fix.
Mistake number 4, making every habit feel like punishment. Incorrect habit, forcing yourself through something heavy and joyless every single day.
Correct habit, attaching something enjoyable to the habit, so your brain actually wants to return it tomorrow.
Mistake number 5, keeping your plans completely private out of fear of failing publicly.
We really want you to know, sharing your plan with one kind, supportive person often makes it far more likely to actually happen.
Here's one more. Mistake number 6, giving up on the entire goal after one plan fails, instead of simply adjusting the plan itself.
If 30 minutes felt too heavy, try 5. If studying alone felt boring, join someone. The goal doesn't disappear just because one version of the plan did.
So remember these 6 points. Start small, build a system, not just motivation, name your real barrier, make habits enjoyable, find kind accountability, and adjust the plan instead of abandoning the goal.
Now, let's move into some interactive practice together.
This activity is called Say It Better. We'll give you a harsh self-talk sentence, and you'll choose the kinder, more useful version.
Situation 1. A. I have no willpower. B. I'm relying too much on willpower. I need a better strategy. Which one is more useful?
If you said B, you're exactly right. It points to the method, not to some fixed flaw in your character.
Situation 2. A. I always fail when I try to change. B. My old strategy hasn't worked yet. The better choice is B.
Situation 3. A. Something always stops me. B. I need to understand my barrier. The better choice is B. It makes you curious instead of defeated.
Situation 4. A. I can't control myself. B. I struggle with impulsivity when I'm tired. The better choice is B.
Situation 5. A. Nobody checks on me, so I stop. B. I need more accountability. The better choice is B.
Situation 6. A. This plan failed, so I'm giving up on the whole goal. B. This plan failed, so I'll try a smaller version. The better choice is B.
Great job if you got those right, and if you didn't, that's completely fine too. This is exactly how real change begins.
Here's your challenge. Pick one thing you want to change and shrink it down to something smaller than your pride actually wants.
Your pride might want a 2-hour study plan. Your real life might only need 10 minutes, and that's completely okay.
Your pride might want perfect speaking right away. Your real life might just need one brave sentence today, and that's still real progress.
The goal isn't to become someone new overnight. It's to become someone who keeps returning, even after a bad day.
Wow, what an episode! Let's quickly review everything we covered today.
We learned that big, dramatic plans often collapse, while small, repeatable strategies actually last over time.
We also learned that procrastination usually means an unclear task, not laziness, and that naming your barrier makes it far easier to solve.
And we covered impulsivity, working with your brain instead of against it, and building accountability that's kind, not shaming.
You should be really proud of yourself for making it through this whole episode. That's genuine progress toward real, lasting change.
So here's a question to think about. What's one small strategy you'll try this week instead of one big dramatic plan?
Maybe it's 5 minutes after breakfast, or maybe it's simply telling one kind person about your goal.
Whatever it is, please like this video, share it with someone who's learning English, and subscribe to English Flow Podcast so you don't miss our next episode.
The goal was never to become perfect. The goal is to become someone who returns even after a bad day.
Keep going, keep adjusting your strategy instead of attacking yourself, and remember, that's exactly how real change begins to last. And if today's episode was useful, share it with someone who's trying to change something too. They probably need to hear this as much as you did.
Thank you so much for spending this time with us today. We really appreciate you.
See you next time.